Alright guys, so I am now live and I've tried to figure this out as to how to make it so you guys can see my screen and I can also talk to you guys at the same time. So this is what it is for today and probably next week as well. So I wanted to go over this first of all I was on timing research on their Monday. Every Monday they do a review, crowd forecast of what's going on for the week, of what they think is going to happen with the market overall. So I was on there as well as Anka Metcalf, Jim McKinney, and Dean Jenkins as well. So we were talking about where we thought the market was going to go, especially the S&P 500 and the SPY. And I said on Monday, I said I'm 80% positive that it will close below 266.82. And you can see here why on my daily chart here. This is what I had shown them. And you can see that basically right here, well, it was 266.82 and was where I had that it was going to drop below. And sure enough, it did. We closed at 266. We had the 200-day moving average right here, and this is an upward trend. If I back it out to a weekly chart, you can see that basically this is the closest weekly chart. That's the upward trend line, which it did close above. And this is the longer term monthly chart. When we back it out even further, you can see that this is where it closed the monthly lately, what's going on with the market. So I had said for sure, I think we're probably going to touch this. I even announced it on Instagram on Friday morning that, that we were going to see probably an upward an upward movement off of the 200-day moving average, and probably would close below this trend line here. So it definitely did that. So I'm thinking it's going to oscillate between these two lines, or oscillate between this downward trend line and then 200-day moving average, which we've been holding now pretty much back since April 3rd. So I'm, overall it isn't a downward trend. So I'm leaning more towards bearish with these earnings that have not really pulled it out of the box. Upward on Friday, we did see a lot from Apple. And so, that is where basically a lot of this movement came from. Everyone was running up. So if we look into Friday or into Sunday here, we have, this is the ES, which is the S&P 500 mini futures. So this is basically where it closed on Friday, right at this trend line here. And we could definitely see, this is the actually the simple moving average, 20 SMA and the 9 EMA. So it looks like it could be in an upward trend to cross over, which could be a good indication of bullish movement. Sorry about the glare, guys. And it could definitely break here. It could go up, it could go down, but obviously the market's going to decide. But looking at the SPY with the downward trend here, I'm looking and thinking that we are going to see more of a downward movement. It's going to keep oscillating until maybe this 200-day moving average could potentially cross above this downward trend line, and we could see it go up or continue down further. So getting into the watch list for the week, I haven't done my numbers yet for support and resistance. I figured I would do them with you guys nice and live. So here's our 15-minute chart for Green Hill. As you can see, it almost hit the high of the year right here. So I would say let's go ahead and draw a horizontal line. I would say upward if it breaks 24.50, and I would look for support right here. It looks like if it were to break this right here, 23.65, that would be my lower level that I'm looking to see if it pulls back. I always like to back it out. A lot of times you'll hear people say, look left, look left, look left. So you can see here is a former support resistance level area. It could easily run up from here if it does break out. It's really interesting. It has 23 million in the float and 52.22% short float volume on Friday. Next on our list is Benefit Focus. You can hear my little one is hearing me and getting fussy, so I'll have to do this pretty quickly. So this is our 15-minute chart here. Love TradingView. You can scroll in and out. Looks to me like this is going to be a support level that if it breaks, it's going to break down further. And so that is a support level of $34. And then for a resistance level, I would look at the 35.05. once again, we're close to the 52-week high of the year. So we pull it back out. It has been surging up, did have earnings, surprise of 10%, 10 cents, broke our 200-day moving average back here on April 26th. And we are at a former resistance level here. Once it broke up, it held and bounced off of it as support. So if it breaks up further, could use this again as a support level, or it could be resistance and it could pull back further. The market will, of course, decide. It does have 22.9 million in the float and 28% short float volume on Friday. Next, we have AAXN. Oh, my little one. Okay, we'll be really quick, guys. Okay, so here is the 15-minute chart. After hours, a high of 45, so I would look at that for it to be broken. And then after that, 45.50, the high of the year. For support, I would look for support here, the top of this, 44.25, and then back it out as well. Next on the list, we have NOAA. AAXN does have 51 million in the float and 23.67% short float volume. We do have a nice little cup and handle here forming. So I would say support level, let's go to 15 minutes. So 15-minute chart, I would say, you know, really right here, 53.88 for support right here. Oops, 53.88, you guys got it. And then for resistance, I would say up here, the high of the day of 54.80. It won't go right there, but it was 54.80, which was 70 cents off of the high of the year. We back it out. You can see cup and handle forming highest it's been in 5 years. NOAA does have 17.89 million in the float and 65.60% short float volume on Friday. Last one, which was on my watch list on Friday. I hope you guys have signed up for it. Shak. Look at that. I had a resistance to be broken of 52.44. It ran up $6.50 from that resistance. So I hope you guys have signed up for my watch list. The links are down below in the information. So definitely check it out. It does have a lower float and it did squeeze a bunch. So I would move this up here, high of the day. I would look more for right here, 58.80 to be broken. And yeah, look at this, 55.68. It does have a big downward, so it might even be, you know, down to 53.28 if it were to break down from there for shorting. We do have, that's a 200-day period basically for 15-minute chart. So looking at it, it does look like it could surge further. Great earnings. A lot of people are buying. It is in the oversold, so it might have a little bit more of a pullback before we see a further surge up on Monday. Next on the short list, we'll go into the short list. We've got BMA. Oh, I'm going to do this really quickly so she doesn't struggle. Okay, so BMA, 15-minute chart. Really, look, it just downward trended all day. But I would say looking for 84.12 to be broken on the upside for resistance, and low of 85.23. That is the year low. So if we back it out to 5 years, you can see it is a bit of a support right here. So if it breaks from there, I would say, look, it could go down to 76, and then below that down to 71.91. Next on the short list, BAS. Go to our 15-minute chart here. So resistance to be broken, or excuse me, we'll go for support once again, 52-week low club. So 12.72 to be broken to the downside. And I would say resistance right here, 13.63. First point at which I think that it would resist and create tension where people, if that breaks, that people would buy it to the upside and break out a bit more from there. We have PRA, or it could bounce off of that resistance point. So PRA, Pro Assurance, 52-week low club. So 40 would be the support, and resistance, I would say, of 41 right there. So $1 range. And it did have earnings and then dropped massively on Friday and joined the 52-week low club. We'll back it out for the 5-year. Looks like a 5-year low. And below that, it looks like we have support on the monthly chart here. If it does break, maybe down to 37.70 or even down here to 36.50. Next one on the short list is FLR. So FLR, you can see I had that on Friday as well on the watch list, and it did perform again. It dropped down massively on Thursday after hours, and then it performed on Friday. So I would say support 45.60, resistance of 47.15. And on the 1-year chart, we've got it here. It does look like we've got support going on over here. So if it does continue down further, maybe the next support level down here of 43.68 if it were to break down, but it could be, it could go anywhere between here and find a point to bounce. $45 probably the next mental level. And last one on the short list of AAON, put it on our 15-minute chart. Poor little one. She hears me. She wants to get up from her nap time. Sorry, guys. All right. So 29.50, and for support and resistance, I would say right about where it closed after hours of 30.20 for that first point of resistance. One that I have on my watch for a bounce for long-term investment is GoGo. It did bounce off the 52-week low with earnings, so I would put it on watch. However, it's really interesting because it does have 52% short float volume overall. So it is very, very high. You can see when it surges, it does run up and have massive, quick runs up. So that's it for the week, guys. Oh, don't forget, Modern Trader Summit. It is selling like hotcakes this week. People are really booking quickly. If you do book and you are out of town, make sure you go and you book your hotel details. You can book it here. There is a discount code for the 2 nights, the Friday and Saturday nights. And that is it. I get all my short squeeze information, all of the float information, everything like that from shortsqueeze.com. As always, guys, carpe profit. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday with friends and family. Enjoy beautiful weather if you are having it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.